Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing. Something that came in from, let's see here, Casey Spearon. This is Knives Fast. Something that popped up that I had a chance to buy. So, yeah, let's take a look. All right, today I'm opening up with my Divo Knives Tallboy. Really one of Divo Knives' favorite knives that they've made so far to date. I really like this one a lot. And I've had quite a few of theirs. I've enjoyed them all, but this is by far right now my favorite. I'm going to say something, and I hope I don't insult Kevin, but I like it even above my my Stout version 2 and my Buzz. And those are great knives, but I just like this one more. So, just my personal opinion. All right, here we go. What do we got? Let's make sure there's no receipt or anything in there. I've got peanuts. Lots of peanuts. Ooh, we got a box. So I will tell you what happened is I asked Casey if I could buy one of his knives, and I missed a drop. And then I missed a pre-order, and then I missed a drop. And I was really, sorry, I got stuff on my desk. Now I was really bummed about that. And then, lo and behold, hopefully it's okay if I say this, but he had one knife that fell, I think, underneath his fridge or something as they were boxing and shipping stuff out, and it got lost. And I guess they were cleaning, and he found this. So I'm not seeing, was it any signs of being crushed, or it just must have slid under there. So I'm not sure what color that is, but it might be a blue one, maybe be for blue. But so here we are. So let's take a look. What do we got? Now, I think I've already opened this once before, so this is not a total new surprise. All right, we've got the Tempest Knives sticker. We got thank you, we're behind you. All right, we got the little thing. And it is, as you can imagine, it is a Fractus. So let's take a look at this. All right, I was pretty excited to get my hands on this because I did check out a prototype of the Fractus. So here we are. Y'all can see this, the Fractus Arctic Storm fat carbon for the inlay. Got a mill deep pocket carry clip. It is reversible. Right now, right hand tip up. Scales are in there with these screws right here. You got this wonderful captive, well, it's not a captive pivot, but you got this beautiful design pivot. I like what he did here. Got the jimping on top. Nice round contoured shape. So let's go ahead and give it a flick. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful flat grind. Almost a full flat, but beautiful polished satin. Nice sharp edge. Comes to a nice thin edge. It's going to have a very aggressive, top part, which allows you to put your fingers right there. And then, of course, you can choke up with your fingers right there. So that's really nice. It is a bolstered liner lock. And you do have this over here. No sharp edges here. No sharp edge here. Yep, we took care of all of that. Very cool. Let's see, how's the action? Oh, yeah. Now, this is a brand new one. The one I had was the prototype, and it was passed around. A lot of people had hands on it. So this is going to be different. This is a full production version. Oops, let me do that again. Nice. It's a little stiff. Now you do have this fuller. It's a thumb hole fuller, so you can do a low flick as well. Let's see. This is CPM S90V blade steel. So there you go. One of the things I've noticed here too, what Tuya does a really good job is you don't have that what looks like edge burn. Sometimes you see that in other makers. So I do like that. Nice and round, not too super sharp. I love the fact that it's light. If it was sharp, I could fix all of that. Oh yeah, this is not sharp. I remember that in the review. This was really sharp. So that's really nice. And this is rounded. Yeah, I think this was pointy if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. So I like that. Nice aggressive. I'm looking maybe 120, 130th. So like I said, this is not a review. We're just going to unbox this because we did the review of the prototype. Or the production release. I think it was a prototype. But based on that, I'm going to go ahead and just measure it. So, get a fresh weight on that. Let's see what it is. All right, so still at 4.3 ounces. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do a little measurement of the overall length that we're dealing with here. So our overall length that we're dealing with on this guy is right at 8 inches. That's exactly 8 inches. The handle, if you go here, it's about 4 inches. If you go here, you have almost 5 inches, 4 and maybe 7/8. Overall blade length is about 3.5 inches. Overall cutting length is about 3 and I want to say maybe 1/8, maybe a quarter, maybe an eighth. It's somewhere right between maybe 3/8. I don't know, somewhere around there. All right, and let's just for giggles, go ahead and do the blade stock thickness. This is not a full review. I've already done the review. This is me, this knife that I was able to get a hold of, a production one, get in my collection. Yeah, 119 thousandths of an inch. So not bad, not bad. It's not, like I said, it wasn't super thick, super whatever. So, but I like it. Now, I said in the review I would tune it a little bit because, you know, it's got a nice cutaway, but it's radiused. And radius is cool because it gives you a little catch there, but sometimes it can be uncomfortable if it's really sharp. The lock bar is really hard because it does dig into, especially got big old meaty fingers like mine. So I would probably tune this one. So with that being said, we're going to put in some skiffs on this. So really that's what it's, since it's my knife, I'm going to do that and probably tune the detent just a little bit. So let's go ahead and set up for that. All right, so today what I'm doing, I'm going to have, of course, some tools, always a good Weha bit driver. I have a nice tool. This is great for when you need to just do a lot of twists and you don't want to pick up the great Weha bits. Always recommend those. I use nano oil. Now there's other great oils out there, but nano oil is something I've used for a long time. This is the 85 weight. This is, I'll put on detent. This is the 10 weight, and that's the normal. Of course, I've got some skiffs, so let's get into this. So I'm probably going to fast forward this so you don't hear me talking unless I run into something interesting, and then we'll kind of deal with that. First of all, I think we're dealing with T8s and T6s, so let's just double check. So here's the T8 bit right here. Is that a T? That's not a T10, is it? Oh my gosh, it's a T10. All right, so what are we dealing with here? Oh, those are T6s. Okay. I need to get a second bit driver. Typically I have a couple of T8s because that's your typical one, right? But this is a T10, so I'm going to use, this is another Weha bit. Another one you can get. These are good too. Interesting. Recessed washer. That's really cool. I had no idea he did that. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Yeah, got a lot of dirt in there, so we'll be cleaning that out. It's going to be our little travel bar stop, over travel bar stop, or blade bar stop, whatever. So let's just make sure we have the washers before we do anything, because it kind of determines what I'm going to do. First, I want to see what the pivot is. Looks like a big pivot. Okay, 6mm. All right, so we're dealing with 6mm. That's the first thing. And I was going to confirm, I think it's 1/16, right? Yeah, 1/16. 6mm, 1/16. Well, I don't think it's a multi-row, but, well, it's not. That's going to be single row no matter what. It's just by definition, it'll be single row. Now, sometimes what you can do with that, it's a small screw, right? Get a little longer screw like one of these guys. Typically, they're all about the same size. Typically, I'm not saying that's always the case. Yeah, and then I can pull it right out like that. Just using a longer screw. Makes it a little bit easier. Where you're not trying to mess with it too much. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. So when you do this, it's really, really important that you don't overdo it. A little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Don't overdo it, right? You don't know how much these will give away. There we go. I think that's enough. I'd rather do a little bit, come back to it, than do a lot. And sometimes if your screws start to travel a bit, and you keep an eye on it when you get a brand new knife. Not a lot of Loctite on this knife, which is great. I appreciate that, especially when you want to take it apart and clean it, maybe put some skiffs on there. It does make it a lot easier as far as I'm concerned. So, didn't do a whole lot there, which is perfectly fine with me. Now, this does look like it's a one-piece assembly, so that's cool. I don't know if it was super glued together, but it does look one piece. And let's see, do we have... No captive, right? So here's the pivot. Yeah, I don't see anything on there. So, I mean, you do save money. I mean, so he made this knife available at a really good price. And in order to do that, captive pivots does add the cost. There's some things you can do. Of course, I haven't done that in a long time. Be right back. All right, I was point of the mat is so you don't drop stuff. And I did. I dropped stuff. Some of the Loctite that was in there. All right. So now we're getting ready to reassemble. That's Arctic Storm. I always like Arctic Storm. It's one of my favorites. I do enjoy that. Now here's the back spacer. It comes right off and goes right back on. This is kind of unique. Look at that milling that they did in there. It's kind of cool. I don't know if that makes it more difficult to put skiffs on there. Hope not. We'll find out. Hopefully they're not spaced just for their washers. We'll see if there's any issues when I put this on. I hope not. Make sure none of these are D-shaped. They're not. You know what I forgot to do before I do all of this? Goodness. Wait. No, the screw is on that one, so I'm good. The other side, I got to do that one first on. Just hate to reassemble it and forget some critical little part, right? And this is 85 nanoweight oil. Use this for the little detent ball. Yeah, I'm going to put this on first before I do that, just because I want to make sure it all fits together well. Let's put some of these screws on first. Trying to see if I want to loosen that lug bar up just a little bit more. I think that'll loosen it. All right, right hand tip rolling. So let's put that back on. This is a milled. Technically, it looks like it's a crimp, but it is a milled titanium, in case you're curious. Oh, where's my magnet? Where'd my magnet go? Oh, there he is. Titanium. Okay. Still centered. All right, good. So now what I'm going to do is take the pivot off, put a little Loctite on there. I'm not going to mark it up like other people do. I'll just get the feel for it again. I mean, that's helpful if your stuff dries really fast, but I'm gonna use Loctite. All right, there we go. So, fully assembled. Let's just check, make sure the rest of the screws are in there good. Recentered. We appear to be centered. Might have moved a little bit. Let me have to tighten back up. I was trying to earlier loosen it just enough, but I might have to bring it back over just a little bit. Make sure there's a little bit of oil on the detent ball. I know there was, but I'm just going to put a little more since I've been doing so much work on it. Now, centered. Blade might have a little slight. Yeah, this edge is a little bit longer than that edge, but it's all right. Can reprofile that later if we need to. I mean, it's a factory edge, so yeah, it's not bad. It's a factory edge, and if you want a perfect edge, you got to probably do it yourself. So, or pay someone, I guess. You could do that as well. Some great people who do some nice sharpening out there. We'll see. We'll let that stick and see if I'm okay with that, unless I want to. I had some nice drop shed action, but I go any looser, it shifts it just a little bit, and then I'd rather have a centered blade and let it break in over time. But I did just put skiffs in there, so there we go. All right, so if you're curious, probably already on the it's already on the tool. I mean, it's already in the skiff compatibility chart. But these are the Rocket Glides, the 6mm, 13 ball count, 1/16, right? 0.238, 0.420, and 0.050 for the inner diameter, outer diameter, and the thickness of the ball bearings. So 0.050 is equal to the 1/16 size balls. So that's the ones you want to put in there. This particular one here happens to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cage bearings are the ones we put in. Got 13, so definitely increase the number of ball bearings, which is nice. It gives it a little more contact points, a little more stability. So I like that. So I'll put this with my box that the knife came in, and we'll put the rest of the stuff away, and then kind of let that Loctite dry. I always recommend let it, before you even do anything with it, make sure it sits for at least an hour. Ideally, let it sit overnight, maybe 24 hours, right? I mean, I know there's other things you can use that'll glue a lot faster, but boy, you better be right. You better be fast. I'm not a fan of that personally because I don't think I could do it fast enough. So I choose not to use it. But that doesn't mean you can't use it out there, right? It's obviously completely up to you. All right. May have to order some more skiffs at some point. Always seem to go through these a lot. Hey, and if you didn't know, I have a code, RNK10. You save 10% when you buy a Skiff Caged Bearings. He also makes the thick washers, if you didn't know. And the thick washers, if you have a knife you really like and you don't like washers, cage bearings, but you really want washers, either because you're not a fan of the cage bearings or because you love washers, or you're in an environment where it really doesn't make sense to have cage bearings, right? That can be very realistic, right? So if that is your scenario, then, you know, Skiff also makes thick washers that can replace almost any knife that has cage bearings on there with a thick washer. And they're, I mean, his thick washers are the tolerances are ridiculously great. It's just really tight, and just like with his washers that are just phenomenal. I do recommend the thick washers as well. Definitely something worth checking out. I do enjoy putting them in almost every knife. I mean, I put skiffs in my brown knives. Oops, I keep getting the oil into travel there, don't I? I put in my brown knives, Cortex XL, my Prince Customs Proteon, my I put it in my, man, okay, I got a dirty cloth or something here. I put it in my, what else did I put it in? My Holt Blade Works Morpheus, my Custom Trevor Burger Urban XL, my Oz Machine Company Rosie, my Olamic Customs Whippersnapper, my SPK Lamia, all of my two that I have left of my Hinderers, my Eclipse and my Project X, in my Uldanov Russian-made Sierra. I've put them. I didn't have to put them into my Rob Johnson's Cedar because they already had it, and I didn't have to put it in my Arno Bernard because they already had it, and I didn't have to do the Tactile Archer because I already had it. I had another Trevor Burger, custom Trevor Burger Dakar. Trevor Burger started using skiffs, so there was. I hate that when I'm just passing the oil along, and you just keep seeing that. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, look there it goes. Come on. That's the benefit and the pain of a beautifully satin finished blade. Come on. Come off. Come on. I got stuff. I got oil. Really? All right, there we go. It's kind of crazy, ridiculous. I don't really care that it's on there for my personal use. I just do it for the video, right? I mean, I don't mind a dirty knife. So, yeah, that's much better. I don't know. I may tune it a little bit more, make it a little softer. Oops. But that's the benefit of taking small steps. You don't overdo it where it's too much. I did that once, and I had to go back and tighten it back up. But that can also fatigue the titanium and the scale and lock bar, and you don't want to do that. I'm trying to flick it lightly because I'm letting that Loctite tighten first. So, yeah. So, all right. There we go. Well, that's it. That's it. This is, I've already done the review on the, I believe it's a production prototype or whatever, final production prototype or whatever they call it. So go ahead and check those out. I might have a link for it down here below in the description. But this is an unboxing of one that I was able to purchase for myself. And I put in some skiffs and did a little tuning, so in case you're ever curious. Just kind of a fun little thing to do. So, yeah, there we go. Hey, if you got any questions about this knife, the skiff install, the tuning, whatever I did here, feel free to text me. Feel free to message me down below in the messages. I'd love to hear from you. I do try to reply to those as much as possible. The channel's grown quite a bit, and my goal was always to reply to everyone. I can't always do that now, and so I apologize. Just want you to know that I would love to do that. It's a cool problem to have for me, but it's a terrible problem for you guys when you're trying to reach out to me. So, you know, if it's something really important, you know, by all means, please, you know, message again or something, and hopefully I get a chance to see it. But sometimes they slip by, and I don't see them, and I feel bad about that. So I just want you to know that. All right, so if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or entertaining, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button down below? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, who likes the content, who comments, who's part of the live streams, just everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. like this video. And also a big shout out, thank you to all my channel members. Appreciate you guys. You guys allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do. I am very grateful. You guys have been so gracious, so generous with the memberships. I want to be generous back to you. So I do two things for channel members. I do a once a month exclusive channel members giveaway. Typically I do a giveaway for everybody once a week, right? But this is a exclusive channel members giveaway. Usually I give a premium knife away, a little nicer knife. Definitely not a budget banger, okay? So I try to be generous to you guys because you've been generous back to me. And it's my small way to say thank you. And I appreciate you guys. Also, second thing is if you're a brand new channel member, I'd love to mail you a channel member sticker to say thank you. A little thank you note in there and just say I appreciate you. If you've been a channel member all along and you're a channel member right now, or you were a channel member before and you became a channel member and you're a channel member right now and you've never asked or received a sticker, feel free to email me as well. I'd love to mail you a channel member sticker as well and say thank you. I do need your name and address so I can mail that out to you, just to let you know. But I appreciate you. Appreciate you and everybody out there, everyone watching the channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, if you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week.